Good morning. Welcome to Viking Preparedness. I am Pastor Joe Fox. Everybody knows that to have any kind of life in America, without, of course, being on public assistance, welfare, EBT, Section 8 housing, all that kind of thing, if you're not going to go on that, everybody knows that both the man and the woman have to work, right? I get that comment all the time on my channels. And I was getting ready to reply to one in a comment section. And then I thought, you know what? I'll just shoot this video. Because that is a lie. Okay, that might be a bit strong of a word. If somebody says that, it doesn't mean they're lying. It means they're confused, or they've bought into the propaganda that says that in order to have any kind of life, the woman must work outside of the home. It's not true. It's patently not true. I know, I don't know, without counting them, 30 to 40 women who don't work outside of the home, whose husbands work. Most of these women have children. They're not on Section 8 housing or in Section 8 housing or using EBT cards or anything like that. And they're living. And these women get to stay home and do important things like raise the children. Who else loves your children like you do? Nobody. Who can teach the child better than you? Nobody. Think about food. You know, the cost of food when both couples work. There's a lot of eating out going on. A lot of buying of the prepared food at the grocery store. You know, it's just like homemade. No, it's not. It's not as good for you. It's not as good. Let's talk about money. Because obviously these women that I know who are staying home, their husbands must have really good jobs, right? I mean, in order to make it on just one income today in America, man, some of the men I know are making good money, right? You know, account execs, stuff like that. Some of the men I know whose wives stay at home with their children are not making that great of money. My son, he's married. He has a child. I have a grandson. He's a school teacher, first-year school teacher. Do the math on what you think he's making. He's not on public assistance. His wife doesn't work outside of the home. Now, she works her hiney off at home. She doesn't work outside of the home. She raises their child, teaches him, prepares awesome food for her husband, keeps the house nice, that kind of thing. Who else do I know? I know a couple, I'm trying to do it without, being too specific, whose husband works as a FedEx driver. Now, I'm sure he makes pretty decent money, but that's not a lot of money, by American standards. I seriously doubt he's making, $100K plus a year. They have several children, and they're doing great. And their children are well behaved, well schooled in the Word. So don't believe the nonsense. Here's what the deal is. You want to live a certain way, right? Oh yeah, me? Because somebody said, you got to make at least 50K to raise a family in America or to live or something. I don't know. I'm making significantly less than 50K. Granted, my family is raised, but my wife and I are living on significantly less than that. The problem is that y'all who say these things really just don't want to give up your, dare I say it, worldly lifestyle. You like what you like, man. You like going out. You like going to the movies. You like going shopping every Saturday and buying a new pair of shoes that you don't need and, another shirt, another blouse, another game for your video machine thing. I can't even speak intelligently about that stuff anymore. But, just stuff consuming. That's what my wife and I used to call it. We used to go consuming on Saturdays. We would just go out in the morning and go shopping shopping and catch a movie, eat out, do some more shopping. Usually we caught the movie in the afternoon, then probably eat dinner, buy some more stuff, and then come home. You don't spend hundreds of dollars, just for what? What do you end up with? Nothing. You don't need to do it, people. You can live simply, you can live frugally, and you can live well. Mentally well, emotionally well, spiritually well. You got to come out of that world system. You got to quit desiring the shiny baubles that the world offers to you. Here, look at these, look at these. You want these because your neighbor has them. You got to quit feeling ashamed that your car is more than 3 years old. I mean, my God, I remember when I lived in Northern Virginia, in a nice part of Northern Virginia, and my neighbors had like Saab turbos and Mercedes and, all up and down the street. And we drove like then probably a 10-year-old orange Suburban. Yeah, they were not happy when we parked that thing in the driveway. But, everyone's just so concerned with how they look compared to everybody else as opposed to how they are or how they truly appear to the Father, right? Don't fall for it. Don't fall for the trap. Don't fall for the I got to go into debt to live. You do not. You can live a good life. The man can go to work. The woman can stay home and take care of things at home. Am I saying women cannot work? I am not, right? I am saying that your family will be better off if you stay home and take care of things that need to be done, right? It's a distribution of labor. My wife works. Right? She works hard. Oh, and that's another thing. I served in the military for 20 years. The vast majority of my peers, their wives worked. Because despite what a lot of y'all say in your comments, the military doesn't get paid that much money. And so my peers, they all knew, Samantha has to work for us to, blah, 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 to keep up with the colonel, for me to buy a new car every 3 years. My wife didn't work. And once we had children about 3 years into our marriage, she never worked again. Outside of the home. Worked her hindy off in the home. And we did just fine. We made it. You can too. You got to think about what's important. He's important. Your family's important. Think about that. Your toys, the house you live in, beyond, keeping you warm and dry and cool, it's not important. I really hope some of y'all start reorganizing your priorities. And you know what? Even if you don't, something's coming that's going to reorganize them for you. All right. I may see you out there.